After another strong day of trade, Book 2 at the Tattersalls October Yearling Sale wrapped up late on Wednesday evening. The day's top lot came towards the end of the sale when all eyes were on this chestnut See the Stars colt. Sold by Norland Stud, the colt is out of a Dawn Approach mare with a pedigree littered with black-type winners and performers. The winning bid came from buyer Richard Brown, who compared the yearling to a recent See the Stars champion.
I saw Bide a lot when he was at William Haggis's, and for me he was a very similar mould, not over big, huge hind end on him and great action. He looked like a very special horse walking around out there. I thought he was really a Book 1 horse in Book 2, and sort of said to my client that we were going to have to value him as if he was in last week, and probably expected to go that far.
It was a successful day for Watton Manor Stud, who were responsible for 2 out of the top 4 lots, including this Glen Eagles colt, knocked down for 325,000 guineas to buyer Ed Sackville. Out of a pivotal mare, he'll race in the familiar colours of Jim and Fitri Hay, who had success this year with Royal Scotsman, finishing 3rd in the 2,000 guineas and bred on the same cross as the colt sold today. Jim Hay and his team ended up with 3 lots today for the combined value of 845,000 guineas.
We decided early on that was the one that we wanted to buy here. So we've got quite a few horses out of Glen Eagles. We think he's a top-class stallion. We like buying his progeny, and so this one today we thought, well, we should go after this one as well. It's an outcross from Pivotal, the same as Royal Scotsman. It's got all the pedigree that you could wish for.
The other leading Watton Manor lot was this 2-darn hot colt, who sold for 320,000 guineas. Highclere Agency were the successful purchasers, with Jake Warren doing the bidding.
He was an absolutely magnificent colt, really powerful, strong, good head, really looked like what you'd expect a good 2-darn hot to look like. The mother was good, she was rated 97, she's a young mare, and he was just a really, really impressive individual. The stallion has had one hell of a start. You know, he's already had 3 group winners, he's had a Mayhill winner, he's had a Moyglare winner, a Tattersall winner. You know, he's off to as good a start as any stallion could wish to hope for. So why shouldn't this horse be a top-class horse?
And also making 320,000 guineas was this popular Havana Grey colt, bred and sold by Whitsbury Manor Stud. He was bought by Anthony Stroud, and he'll join yesterday's top lot, another Havana Grey, at trainers Ed and Simon Crisford.
Bought it from Whitsbury, a very good farm, and it had a good pedigree, and it was very easily moving, looked very, very racy. And of course, and being involved in Van Dijk, we obviously have a great affection for the stallion. So it was, we were delighted to be able to buy the horse. So that was our last bid.
So reflecting on the 3 days of Book 2, here's Tattersalls marketing director Jimmy George.
At the end of Book 1 last week, we referenced the extraordinary levels of trade we experienced in Books 1 and 2 of the October Yearling Sale last year, and that very much remains the case. And it's, you know, against that backdrop that we measure everything now. I think the records from last year will stand for a very, very long time. So for this year's Book 2 to achieve what it has done over the past 3 days, I think puts things in a pretty positive light. Second best ever in terms of average and median, just only touch shy of the second best ever in terms of turnover. So the turnover for Book 2 of the October Yearling Sale has only broken 50 million guineas on 3 occasions, and one of those has been this week. So that's a big benchmark, and the number of 200,000 guinea yearlings sold in the course of the last 3 days was bettered only once, and that was last year's extraordinary sale. So yeah, positives to take. I think it's been a busy few days. There have been buyers active from throughout the world at all levels of the market, and yeah, it's been a decent 3 days, and as I say, when you put it in the perspective of last year's sale, I think it's held up extremely well. The consigners and the breeders, they send some fantastic high quality yearlings to Book 2 of the Tattersalls October Yearling Sale year after year, and that's what brings the buyers here in the numbers that we have seen. And you know, these buyers have come from throughout the Gulf region. We've had activity from Australia, from North America, from Japan and from Hong Kong, and obviously from throughout Europe. So a diverse team of buyers, and obviously all competing with a strong domestic British and Irish contingent, who always form the backbone of any sale at Tattersalls, but never more so than at Book 2 of the October Yearling Sale over the past 3 days. I think the number of people we've seen here throughout the past 3 days gives us an air of positivity as we look forward to books 3 and 4 of the October Yearling Sale. I think it's important to note that there are some very high-class yearlings to come. Book 3 and 4 have been consistent sources of group performers in recent years. Lezu, who won the Cheveley Park last year, and Deep One, who won the Group 2 Beresford the other day. Both fine examples of the sort of quality to be found at Book 3 of the October Yearling Sale. So, yeah, we've got plenty to look forward to over the next 2.5, 3 days.